Hi, today we're going to show you how to remove and flip and install your HayBoss feeder nets. All right, so you're not going to need any tools. All you're going to need is your bolts. When you purchased the feeder, the rollers came preloaded, and there was some 3.5 inch by 1/4 inch bolts that were going through the roller disc up to the frame here. And that's what was holding your rollers preloaded. Well, in the instructions, when you took them off, we recommended that you'd put them in your toolbox. So, if you go into your toolbox, you should find your 1/4 inch by 3.5 inch bolt with a nut. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to pull both of our nets all the way out and hold them out. And how we could do that is, you could put vice grips on this. If you don't have these bolts, you could just pull your net all the way out, clamp a pair of vice grips on this disc, and that'll hold it in place until you could change your nets out. Basically what we're trying to do is just pull the nets all the way out and keep the rollers in that position until we could change the nets out. So we're going to take this bolt, pull the net all the way out, and this you could do by yourself or with help, but it's always easier with a little bit of help, but it's doable by yourself too. So you're going to look for the hole that's in the disc, and you got to line it up. You got to line that hole up with the hole that's on the frame at the top on the frame. Okay, so then when you line it up, you'll just throw your bolt through both holes, and that will hold your roller preloaded. And what I'll do is I'll throw this nut on for safety, just in case, so my roller doesn't roll up by accident. And I'll do the same thing to the other side. So I'll grab my other nut that's in my toolbox, pull my net all the way out, line up my roller holes, line up the holes, install the bolt, and then put a safety nut on. Now you can see this is a HayBoss standard feeder. It's for round bales or 16 square bales, but it's the same on the juniors and the XLs. Okay, so now that I got my nets loose, I'm going to want to pull the nets off of the roller. So for that, all I do is remove my Velcro strap. I might as well remove both of them right now. And I'll put my Velcro straps for there, and then I'm going to pull the middle of the angle iron out. I'm going to push the top of the angle iron in, and what that does is releases the net from the roller. Okay, so do the same to the other side. Okay, so now both of my nets are removed. Unlatch my handle, and I could pull this one net right off, move it to the other side, and I'll just just keep it on the floor here for now. And this net we're flipping, so we could flip that right now. And when you flip a net, you're going to have to put the left net on the right side and the right net on the left side, and I'll show you why in a second. But I'll flip this net end for end, top for bottom, left to right. And then when you weave your net back in, you got to make sure that your angle iron and the net is running between the frame and the roller. Bring it around, tuck the bottom angle iron into the bracket, into the roller bracket there. Oh, make sure your net's not caught up in there. Okay, tuck it into the bottom, pull the middle, and let it sneak into the top bracket. Now you can install your Velcro if you want. And voila, the one side's done. So you're going to want to notice how your cables are running. They should be running on the inside of the angle iron, and your cable and net should be running between the frame and the roller. Okay, so you see how this cable is ran here. Lift your net all the way up, and you want your cable running with your net on the and the keyhole of your angle iron is on the inside, not the outside of your roller. Okay, so now that side's done. You could do the same to the other side. Make sure the left net is on the right side and the top goes to the bottom. So I know which one is my bottom on this one because I could tell which way it's ran, but you'll know if you're flipping it because your bottom will most likely be more wore out than your top, because it seems like the animals spend more time on the bottom of the net, and that's where the good feed usually falls to the bottom, so they spend most of their time there. So make sure your net and angle iron and cables are running between the frame and the roller. Install the bottom angle iron into the bracket. Pull the middle of your angle iron out while you push the top of your angle iron in. That will kind of divide up the slack. Make sure it's all the way to the top and all the way to the bottom, and install your Velcro strap. You know, so this is a quick design to remove and replace your nets. So now both nets are done. You got to take your bolts out and let the roller wind your nets up again. So I take my safety nut off, put it in my pocket, pull my net out, and this again would be handy to have help, but it's doable without it. Pull your net out, pull your bolt out, and then just let the roller roll up your net. Do the same to the other side. Take your safety nut off. Pull your bolt out. Release the net. Put your tools or your bolts and nuts back in your toolbox so you have them for next time. And that's all there is to it, folks. You know, 7 or 10 minutes and you could have both nets changed out. So you double check, make sure your rollers are working good on both sides. There you have it. You're ready to load a feeder. Ready to pull it outside and throw a bale in it. Okay, let's check if we see if we got any sound on that one.